What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. Happy New Year! Hope everybody had a happy New Year. We are down here. Hope everybody was safe. We had a good New Year. New Year's Eve. We listened to D Nice. We was listening to D Nice all night, doing our vision boards. The boys actually liked doing their vision boards, which was really cool. Because at first when I asked, I was like, you guys want to do vision boards? And then my youngest is an Aquarius, you know how Aquarius are. And he was like, but he actually had a really good time. And so he, like about 3 or 4 times this morning already, he kept saying, Mommy, I really liked the time that we did the vision boards. I really liked it. So that's good. So that's something that he likes. We will definitely be doing it again. Like I do my vision boards, but they don't. So this is kind of the first time that they did it. And so good. So we're happy about that. We are down here to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I am so happy that this franchise is in rotation. It is so refreshing to see new people, learn new things about them, not have, a formulated opinion about their personality already. Getting to know them is very refreshing. We start off, Heather, I don't know what she was talking about, but she mentioned something about having limitless money when she was married. I was like, yes, girl. And y'all know that she's divorced and he still takes care of her. Now, even though she has, I think, her Medi Spa, and it was something else. I think she was doing something with some construction people. And she's just talking about how, independent she is and how she would take these little jobs and he would tell her, how much are you making from this job? And she'd be like, oh, about $400. And he's like, that's not worth it. It's really not worth it. And so she basically is doing her own thing. She really could be a stay-at-home mom still. And that's what I feel like. If that's how you get married, you get married. He's fully taking care of you. If that's how I would like for most women to marry. But as you could see, she wasn't happy. So you take the good with the bad, child. Seth is back. Him and Meredith, to which I say they're at some purse shop or whatever. Meredith is looking at him like she's checked out. She basically asked him to come back because Brooks acted like a fool at that damn fashion show. So she was like, oh, I want you back. And it was really because she felt bad about Brooks. She was looking at him like this. Yes, I love you. Yeah, I really want you back because you should have been there. And it was a moment that we should have spent together. We're looking at her like, girl, wake up. Can you show a little bit more enthusiasm? I can just say that Meredith has checked out. That's what it seems like to me. But we'll see. I think he knows that she's checked out too. I think based on the conversation he had with the husbands later on in the episode, kind of he's adjusting to what works for her because he is working for his marriage, working hard, and he wants to stay married to her. So he's really, to me, seeming like he's adjusting to what she wants to make sure that, he works for his marriage and he works hard for his marriage. So Lisa, she sits down with her husband and they are having dinner. And I was looking at his, now he's not attractive to me, but his body, he was, when they were at Jen's house and he was like standing there and I was like, oh, he looks tall and slim and lean. That's what I like. I was looking like he got a nice body. I was trying to see. But what is his name? His name is Sean, I think. But they're just basically sitting there talking about goals as a relationship. And, I really love the conversation that the husbands had at Jen's house because the husbands really, I like to see when the men get together because they really just talk about a lot about the women and how they deal with their marriages. And I wonder if they give each other good advice. He's basically just saying, listen, You're going to have to, you cannot be taking calls at 11 or sending emails at 11 o'clock at night. You are going to have to come up with some business hours, basically. And she's like, well, I have to get things done. And she's up in her phone during the interview, and they're like, so did you enjoy dinner with your husband? She was like, wait, what? What'd you say? Girl, you cannot multitask. There's no such thing as multitasking. One of the items is not getting 100% of the attention, so no. There's no such thing as multitasking. You can do a lot of things at once. Will it be of quality? Now, if they're all of quality, then you're able to multitask. If when you're done, it's all of them are at 100%, but most of the time it's not. So he's not with that. He's over it. So we'll see how that works out, but that's going on in their marriage. That's the hurdle where they are in their marriage. And he's more like, yeah, we could set all these business goals because they do work together, but we need to set some relationship goals too. Love a level-headed thinking man. Shout out to Sean with his tall self. Whitney is with her daddy child. What's her daddy's name? Ramon. So she goes, because she got a call from Ramon, and they say he's trying to leave the damn sober living because he's getting a roommate. Girl, he is looking for anything to leave. First, you had only been there 21 days. It's 90 days. You want to leave. Now you're getting a roommate, and now you want to leave. So they have to do like some kind of intervention to kind of talk him off the ledge of leaving because they say he's not ready. They sit down with the lady, and I really love the way Whitney handled her father. I loved that she basically says he kind of depends on her and that she wants to do stuff for him because she wants to, not because she feels obligated as his child to. Let me tell you what this motherfucker did, child. He went through basically a ledger of everything that he has given her in her childhood and sent her a goddamn invoice for $30,000. She said she was so mad, but she ended up paying it anyways. It's for his sober living, for his rehab, $30,000, and she paid it. But she just basically said, first of all, it shows me, on her way up there, she says, it shows me that he's not independent. If I need to be called because you want to leave sober living at whatever, how many days, or because you get in a roommate and they're calling me, you're not independent. You're not ready yet. You're not ready to be out there. And he's ill and he needs to heal. And so he's just using every excuse, and it's normal behavior because you're addicted and you feel anxious. And then he was like, I want to get out. I want to get back in the game. And the counselor was like, get back in the game. What you talking about? Get back in the game. And then she was like, Whitney was like, so he was like, my hair business and stuff. And Whitney was like, well, where you going to get the money? Do you have a job? Well, no. Okay, so where you going to get the money? Because you think you're going to get it from me? Her husband was sitting there very supportive. I was here for all of it. I was here. And it's hard for adult children a lot. And I'm sure that y'all can get down in the comments and attest to that. Sometimes it's hard to like set clear boundaries with a parent. Not a sober parent, not one who is addicted to something, let alone, you understand what I'm saying? So, I think she communicated well with him, set her boundaries, and basically told him that when you make me take care of you, I get resentful, and that hurts our relationship, and I want to have a relationship with you, but I should not feel obligated to help you. I should help you because I want to help you. And I'm sure that's a burden. A lot of children take care of their parents when their parents may be irresponsible and stuff like that, and so they're the more responsible child, and they have to take care of their parent. And it's a lot of children, adult children like that. And sometimes they get resentful to the parent. I couldn't imagine, baby, I wouldn't be surprised, child. But he sent her a bill for $30,000 because he said, I had you, I took care of you, and now you owe me back. Child, he's a mess. I don't know what happened where Heather was talking about having sex and saying that it's better to have sex alone. It's more fulfilling that way. I like Heather. Oh yeah, they go to snowmobiling. Is that what it's called? That snow looks so pretty. I just want to put my hands in. I know my fingers will probably come. It would just be bones when I pull my hand out. But that snow looks so soft. It looks like flour. It looks so soft. I was like, I want to go snowmobiling. Is that what it's called? Snowmobiling. Okay, anyway. Here it is, Jen. So Jen is running her mouth. She's been running her mouth to Whitney. She's been running her mouth to Heather, leaving little hints about Meredith's business that she shared with her. Now, let me tell you something. We have another situation. Where you have a girlfriend with you and you doing dirt. And you with this man who keeps saying you're the love of his life. Now, this woman is not as close as you would like to be because now she's telling your business everywhere. And now you're going to look crazy, Meredith. But Jen, you are out of order, girl. You are really out of order, especially when Heather said that Jen showed her a picture of her and the man. Girl, what? Did you do what? So Meredith was like, girl, so they skiing and everything. They not skiing, but going on the snowmobile and everything like that. Jen Shaw's husband is there, Coach Shaw. They're all sitting on the snow. They're having a conversation about how they met. And he shares that when he took her out one time, she brought all her cousins with her. So, she's Tongan. And what'd she say, Tongan and Hawaiian? Is that what she said? I think that's what she said. Honey, Sharif, the son, baby. Girl, I was like, yes. When they went upstairs to give the son some soup, and he was standing on the wall, I was like, hey, Sharif. He's cute. His whole little face is cute. The whole face. I was like, ooh, yes. He's a cutie pie. Coach Shaw's talking about how she brought all her cousins and how they went to a club and she brought them all with her, and then they went out to eat after. And he was like, the one thing I liked about Jen is that she was so sweet. Everybody was like, have you met your wife? And then when Heather described her as sriracha, I thought it was cute because it's like, you sweet, but you a little spicy. And they did and they really didn't show Mary. Just so I think about that. They just showed her son real quick. And she told him, don't be buying expensive gifts on my credit card for no girls because the relationship is not going to last as long as that damn purse. Unless you're about to get married to this person, stop buying these expensive ass gifts. How old is he? 19, 18? And he used her credit card. But anyways, that was Mary's little scene. She's not on there as much. She wasn't on the last episode. It was just a little clip of her. Hopefully, because they said you don't get paid if you're not on the episode. But she was in this episode, so we're good. Oh, yeah, I was shocked when Heather said that Jen share that picture. I thought Jen was just talking. Why do you have did you take the picture? Why do you have a picture of Meredith and some man in your phone and you're sharing it? You're just out of order for that, Jen. There's no way around that. There's no way around it. And furthermore, why you didn't ask Meredith, like, who is this man, girl? You're married. Who is this man? Like, check her. Like, where's this lack of accountability? People, you going out with people and they're married and they doing stuff they're not supposed to do. Where is the accountability? Where does that come in? Like, girl, what are you doing? You're married. What's up? Who is this man? Like, I got questions. Don't bring no extra man around me and you're married and you over here lovey-dovey and he's talking about how you're the love of his life. Bitch, explain yourself. Cause I don't put me in this shit with you and this mess going on. And then you acting like, and to which I say every time we're around everywhere, you acting like everything is perfect, girl. But Jen, you still out of order for telling Meredith's business. But Meredith, when you doing dirt, don't take people with you. We done learned on the last franchise. Please don't take people with you when you're doing your dirt. So the husbands are sitting down. They're all sitting down at the table eating, and they're just talking about their religion, and they're talking about, Seth and Coach Shaw are having a conversation. He was like, oh, did you know that the alcohol rule is the same for Muslims as it is for Mormons? And Sean was like, oh, I didn't know that. He was like, yeah, no pork. He was like, and then Steph was like, caffeine? I forgot that Mormons can't have caffeine. And it's so funny because I remember that from elementary school. One of my best friends from elementary school, I don't know if she's still Mormon, but she was Mormon. And I remember she used to bring these little pamphlets to school. And I remember the color and everything. It was a light blue pamphlet with black writing. And it said something about going to hell if you drink coffee. And I was like, oh no, why do your parents follow that? That don't make no sense, coffee. Because, when I was in elementary school, my grandfather was already giving me coffee. So I was like, girl, what? That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to Exactly. So Lisa's description about culture versus doctrine resonated with me because I think a lot of the times, because of men are gatekeepers of religion, they tend to create a culture that is reminiscent of patriarchy. And so the women are oppressed in a lot of organized religions and cults. The women are somehow oppressed in some way because the gatekeepers of the religion are men. The culture, she's just like, it's not about the culture for me. I made a choice. That's my personal relationship. God ain't mad at me because I own a tequila company, child. Because the people are like, well, how are you Mormon and you have a tequila company? She's like, that's my personal relationship. That's the religion I choose to follow because it resonates with me more. But you're not going to enmesh me in this toxic culture because LDS, honey, we can go on Netflix or Amazon Prime and watch documentaries on LDS. It's a mess, okay? Remember, I don't even talk about that documentary where they belonged to the LDS and that man took that girl and kidnapped her and her mother. They really didn't do anything about it. I can't remember the name, and she went missing. He had kidnapped her. I can't remember the name of it. But anyways, I love the way she said that. I love the way she explained herself. It was funny when Seth was like, well, if you were to go to a Jewish church with me, you would be on a chair and we would be lifting you up. Meredith was looking at him like, girl, we are not Jewish. But they are, but they practice Mormonism. You understand. I don't have time to explain it. I do like when the men get together and start talking about their relationships. I loved that Lisa is goal driven. I love that she's goal driven. It is a little bit obnoxious, but I do like the fact that she's a builder. That's just her personality. She's a builder. Things got to be moving. Things got to be building. But her husband was basically saying that she's good. We're good with business goals. We need to do personal goals. We need to make sure that we do our personal relationship goals, right? So then Seth, they're in the hot tub. The girls are in the hot tub and their men are, just hanging around. They should have been sitting down. They can't really drink because they don't drink. Coach Shaw doesn't drink. I think Seth had a drink and I'm not sure. I'm sure Sean had a drink too. Wait, I'm not sure. Y'all let me know in the comments. Seth basically describes having autonomy in your marriage. And I loved that a man was saying that because women are socialized not to be autonomous in relationships. Women are socialized to take on whatever the man's interests are. You take it on, you become a part of his identity. You kind of lose a little bit of your identity. And men are aware of that because they're socialized to understand that women lose their autonomy when they're in relationships. He says that I like the fact that I can go off, I haven't seen her in a month, and come back and it feels like it did 25 years ago. Now, people's marriages are their own. They design them to what suits them instead of what society says a marriage should look like. And if that works for them, then it works for them. Unfortunately, I think he is adapting to what Meredith wants. And when you are married to women who are entrepreneurial, type A, very, he used alpha, very assertive, very strong, that you cannot be one of those men who look for their women to lose their autonomy in the relationship. Men understand that. And when a man is like, she's an individual person and we come together and it's beautiful, that's very big because men don't think like, not too many men think like that. They want to restrict and constrict and constrain the woman, and she adapts his identity and learns his interests. He doesn't really learn what she's interested in, and he doesn't really, it's more about what do you like? What do you want? What can I do to make sure you're, all of that. And those are not those women. So you have to be very strong. You cannot be an insecure man who requires a woman to lose her identity when she's with you. I loved that conversation. Meredith is sitting in the hot tub basically saying, Jen basically says in the hot tub that she, when Coach Saul goes away, she's tired of acting like it doesn't bother her. And she's letting him know that it does bother her, but she blows up. And he kind of talked about that. Like she goes for the jugular basically. And they were just talking about, marriage is hard. It takes work. Not, I don't think they use the word hard, but they said it takes work, and you have to fight for it, because it's easy to just throw your hands up and to be like, okay, I'm done with this. But if you really care about the person and you really want a relationship with them to work, you're going to have to make adjustments, compromise, change, transform, transmute, whatever you need to do to ensure that you guys can grow together. I love the conversation with the men. Jen was outside. Meredith was outside. Meredith was outside lying. They asked Meredith, what would you do if Seth was with somebody else? She was like, I would be upset. But she was like, well, we're better than ever. That's what she hit him with. We're better than ever. We were looking like, I'm looking, girl, like, to which I say, you're lying, Meredith. So I really think Meredith pulled that stunt because Brooks threw a tantrum at the fashion show. Anyways, y'all, that is my Salt Lake City review. I don't know what's going to happen between Meredith and Jen when she finds out that the girl's been showing pictures of her and this man. Girl, you are out of order, and you know it. Jen, you hear me talking to you, girl. You out of order. Anyways, y'all, take care of each other. Happy New Year. Peace.